Imagine what you could do with 4 billion. 4 billion pounds, you could buy up sways of derelict housing and do it up and have it government owned and have it affordable for UK British families to have affordable housing. You could get shelters in every city for homeless and get them help and support. With 4 billion pounds, you could do so much. Someone please explain to me what these robbing bastards are actually doing with our tax money. We see all over the media, don't we? Record high immigration, record high numbers of foreign workers coming into the country. Well, what are they actually doing with this extra tax revenue that's coming in?
Really interesting migration figures have just come through. Very striking indeed. This is showing you net migration. So the number of people coming in minus those who are leaving the country. And then consider this. Non-EU citizens coming into the UK in their droves, really, faster than we've ever seen before. And the interesting thing is, if we break that down, so dig into those red bars and just look at what are the reasons that people are coming for, a lot of it is work. But then you've got studies, so students, and then you've got, well, other categories. But notably, look at this. This is Ukraine and Hong Kong. So big numbers coming in from Ukraine and Hong Kong. But it's not actually enough to explain the big leap. It's much smaller than this, much smaller than work as well. And also worth saying as well, you've got illegal immigration as well. It's quite a small slice. It's about kind of 50,000 compared to these big numbers here. But let's dig in finally to work. But if you look at skilled work, the main thing that sticks out is this. Look, it's health and care. People are coming from around the world, particularly non-EU, to work in the health system, in the NHS. That is a big part of the explanation, alongside study, for why you see those unprecedented numbers of migration.
You know, when you see stats like that, you know, I understand why people get disgruntled and scared about immigration. We all like to look at things as simply as possible, don't we? And just when you look at the bare maths, you just look at that and you think 700,000 extra people in this country. Have we got 700,000 extra homes? Have we got 700,000 extra GP places? But the fact of the matter is, we need these people straight away. You saw the stats there. They're care workers, they're NHS workers. We need these people in the country. And my question, and the point of the video today, is what I think of straight away is just, where is that extra tax money going? Oh, Jesus, we've actually got a little bit of sun in January. Where's that extra tax money going? It's not going on the infrastructure to deal with 700,000 extra people, is it? And it's a large sum. Like, you saw the stats there. So, I mean, everyone seems to get obsessed with asylum seekers, don't we? And we did get a lot from Ukraine and Hong Kong. But everyone focuses on the boats, the people coming over on the dinghies. It's such a small amount. You saw the stats there. It's a tiny amount of immigration as a whole. The majority is foreign workers and foreign students. Well, a lot of people will say, oh, foreign students, they don't pay tax, they're a burden. I mean, you can't really find a more clear example of a massive cash injection into the UK economy than foreign workers. I mean, they're literally taking a large sum of cash from their country and injecting it straight into the UK economy. You know, my business, I sell second-hand furniture here in Brighton. We get a lot of foreign students. I sell a lot of furniture. They help my business considerably. And the majority of foreign workers, foreign students are wealthy. They're wealthy people, so they come over here, they pay tax on their student fees, they pay tax on their utility bills, they pay for their healthcare cover, they pay VAT when they go to the pub, when they go to the restaurants, when they're supporting local businesses. They pay their fair share. They pay a lot of tax. They inject a lot of money into this country. And then, of course, you've got the second sector, which is foreign workers, which, of course, pay a massive amount in tax. They said the majority of workers there, care workers, NHS workers, average nurse's salary is about 30k. They're paying about £6,000 a year in tax, national insurance. And on top of that, I do like to reiterate this fact whenever I talk about foreign workers, because it always gets forgotten. Foreign workers have to pay £2,000 a year for NHS cover. And, you know, let's get serious. Let's be honest here. They're young, healthy people. Are they really using that Are they really using £2,000 worth of healthcare each year? No, they're not. That £2,000 is going on granny's dialysis or whatever. So £8,000 a year they're paying extra in tax. Last year we 320,000 visas, foreign worker visas. We brought, so 320,000 extra tax-paying citizens last year we brought in. So that's 320,000 worth of £8,000. Now, maths is not my forte, especially while I'm driving, but I worked it out this morning. That adds up to about 2.5 billion in tax extra that we didn't have last year. 320,000 extra foreign workers that we didn't have last year that we now have this year, excess. And that's not even taking into consideration VAT, the things that they're buying, the tax that they're paying on the utility bills, on going to the restaurants, to the pubs, buying goods. My wife is a nurse. I know a lot of foreign NHS staff workers. It's a stressful job. The majority of them are smoking. They're paying that extortionate tax on cigarettes. You know, you can easily bring that figure up to 3.5, even 4 billion extra a year. £4 billion that we didn't have last year that we have this year. And this is my question. This is my whole question of the video. What is that money going on? 4 billion. It's not going on helping the infrastructure, is it? It's not going into creating more housing for an extra 700,000 people into this country. It's going on diddly squat. It's going on absolutely nothing. Just imagine what you could do with 4 billion. 4 billion pounds. You could buy up sways of derelict housing and do it up and have it government owned and have it affordable for UK British families to have affordable housing. You could get shelters in every city for homeless and get them help and support. £4 billion. You could do so much to help the infrastructure to actually deal with 700,000. That's what I say, when people just look at the basics and they look at the basic stats, no wonder people get a bit disgruntled with immigration when they see no actual investment in the infrastructure of this country. So where is it going? Where is it going? Where are these robbing bastards? What are they doing with that extra 4 billion? Well, I'm guessing the Tory donors are going to be getting their cut, your Michelle Moans and stuff, and by the time everyone's got their piece of the pie and some lucrative government contracts that we don't really need, I'm sure there's probably a bit left over with their fixation on getting the deficit down and you know, government debt and stuff like that is the main focus, isn't it? We've got to get debt down. We've got to get debt down. You know, David Cameron was obsessed with it back in 2010, balancing the books. And it's just frustrating. Look, I know COVID was expensive. I know we spent a lot of money. I know we borrowed a lot of money. Fucking this incompetent bunch of pricks that spent 32 billion on test and trace and PPE that didn't work. They wasted a lot of money during the pandemic and they paid for people to stay at home, and rightly so, they needed to. And I know we spent a lot of money, and I know we've got a lot of debt. But this obsession that this country have now, over 13 years, we've just had it drilled in us of 13 years of austerity and balancing the books. You've got to balance the books, cuts. We can't spend any money. We've had this drilled into us for 13 years. The analogy that they always give, it's like a household, you know, you've got to balance the books, you've got to make sure everything's in order. Well, let me ask you this. I mean, let's use the household analogy, shall we? The one that they love to use, the Tories. If you took out a loan in your household, how would you pay that loan back? Would you put all your emphasis into paying that loan back as quickly and as fast as possible, even if it meant that your kids went hungry and you can't put the heating on and the house is deteriorating, but we paid back that loan? Or would you think, well, let's, you know, maybe pay it back over a slower period with less monthly instalments and make sure that our kids are fed and that the house is not falling apart? I know which option I'd take. That's my question for the day. What are these robbing bastards actually doing with that extra 4 billion cash injection? And we have, if you're bringing in 320,000 new worker visas, that's a massive cash injection. Where is it going? That's what I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. There'll be another video. You can check that out as well. Till next time, take care.